What's going on YouTube? I am back with another video, and in this one we're going to be taking a look at all of the upcoming sports card releases for the month of June. I know it's been a few months since I've done one of these type of videos. It really just depends on the month, what products are coming out, as well as what I have going on at the beginning of the month. Don't really have a whole lot of videos going on right now, so I figured I'd go ahead and put this video out. And there are a lot of releases that I do want to mention in the month of June, so it's going to be a big sports cards month. So we're going to touch on all of the top products here in a minute. I do also want to say that these calendars are always subject to change. Products could get moved up, products could get moved back, and I'll talk about that more here in a second. But Optic Basketball is scheduled to release sometime in June. It does not have a set release date yet. So if that did have a set release date, I would 100% be sure to talk about that more. But it could be, it could release in the month of June. It could get pushed back to July. So if it does release in June, that will be the biggest release of the month. But again, no set date. So these calendars are definitely always subject to change. So I just wanted to throw that out there as well. And then I think we're ready to go ahead and get into it. I forgot to mention, I'm not going to pause this and do the giveaway from the last video. If you guys are interested in that, that will probably be in my next video. Just have a lot to talk about in this one, so I don't want to pause and do the giveaway. So with all that out of the way, we are ready to go ahead and hop right into June, and we are going to start on June 4th with Chronicles Soccer. And if you guys have not seen these type of videos in the past, I'm not going to talk about every single release you see on the calendar, just the top ones, or ones that I'm interested in. So we're going to start with Panini Chronicles Soccer. This one's definitely an interesting one. If you guys are familiar with soccer cards, there's different leagues. You have Premier League, Champions League, La Liga, Serie A, and I think those are all going to be in Chronicles. So there are going to be some big names in here, as well as some big brands. You have Prism in here, you have Select, you even have National Treasures, which is absolutely insane. And we'll talk about that here in a second. I'll go more in depth. Don't want to spend too much time on each product, but real quick, the price point there you see is about $480. Now I do think Blowout has these for about $575, so you can probably expect this to be somewhere in the $500 to $600 range. So a little bit more about the product. If you guys are familiar with Chronicles, you guys know it just has a huge hodgepodge of a bunch of different brands that don't get their own set release. And as you can see there, we have Cristiano Ronaldo. We have a select card of Luke de Jong. Let's see. There is a look at some of the brands you can find, which this is a little bit interesting. If you go, I'll scroll down further on the checklist here in a minute. Prism is on the checklist, but for whatever reason, it is not mentioned here. So I don't know if Prism is maybe a retail exclusive, if it's a hobby hybrid exclusive, but it is not mentioned here on the checklist with all the other brands, but it is further down on the checklist. But real quick, you can get Contenders Optic, Crown Royale, Donruss Optic, Elite, as you see there, National Treasures, big brand, and then Select at the bottom. So real quick, let me just do a quick find for Prism. And there you see there, Prism La Liga autographs, and then another one, Prism La Liga autographs. So Prism is, and then, Prism Serie A. So Prism is definitely a part of Chronicles. Just not sure why it wasn't mentioned at the top there. But again, I don't want to spend too much time on this. If you guys are interested, definitely head over to cardboardconnection.com. That's where I find all my information. But I'm definitely interested in Chronicles just because all the different leagues are in Chronicles, so there's going to be a lot of big names. You will have chances at Ronaldo, as you just saw, Messi. Not sure about Mbappe, but there's definitely a lot of other big names in Chronicles. So if you guys are interested, definitely check that out on the checklist. And let's scroll back down to June. So that was on June 4th. And then also on June 4th, one that I'm not super interested in, but I do think is going to be a pretty big baseball release, and that is Topps Finest Baseball. It does say there checklist added. So if you guys are interested in that, definitely check out the checklist. I am not an expert by any means on the 2021 baseball players or the top rookies or anything like that. But I will say, if you guys are interested in a cheaper rip, definitely look at baseball products. As you see there, the hobby boxes are expected to be somewhere around the $240 range. And I think the Topps Finest cards always look really, really nice. So there's just a quick look at, the look of the cards. So again, if you're interested, definitely check out the checklist on Cardboard Connection. So now let's go back to the calendar. Just wanted to mention that because Topps Finest is usually a pretty big release for baseball. And next up, I did have, again, kind of the same thing as Topps Finest. We have, let's see, on June 9th, we have Topps Series 2 Baseball. Again, same thing. I am not the biggest baseball expert in the world, so I don't want to go too in-depth on, the rookies or anything like that you're looking for. Personally, I'm not a big fan of like Series 1, Series 2. It's the paper cards. If you guys are familiar with the channel, you guys know I'm not a huge paper card guy. I like the chrome. So there's a look at the cards there. Tons and tons of different parallels, as you can see there. And not very cheap, but definitely a cheaper rip, as you can see, about $150 on the price point for Topps Series 2. Now moving on, we are going to stay again on June 9th. And this is definitely interesting. You guys are going to see throughout the month of June, there are a lot of Champions League releases, which is kind of weird because the Champions League final was just this past Saturday, and they have 3 different Champions League products releasing in the month of June. First one is June 9th, which is Topps Chrome Champions League. So we'll go ahead and click on that. And again, the checklist, most of these checklists are not added, so I really can't go too far in depth. Typically, checklists are added a few days before a product releases, so can't really go too far in depth. But this one is going to be a little bit more on the expensive side. As you can see there, hobby box is expected to be about $700 per box. But the cards, you guys, I'm sure you guys know Topps Chrome. The cards just look awesome. And again, the Champions League going to be a lot of big names. So you're probably going to have Mbappe. I think you're going to have Neymar, Joao Felix. So a lot of big names in the Champions League. So just wanted to mention that one real quick. Again, that one is on June 9th. Moving on, we are going to move down to June 11th. Scroll back down. And the first... So on June 11th, we have the first... or not the first, I guess there was Contenders draft picks, but we have Prism draft picks for football. So this is going to be one of the first products that you can get the upcoming rookies for this football class. And as you can see there, we are going to have the Color Blast for Prism. So... And as you can see there, we are going to have the Color Blast in this year's Prism draft pick. So Trevor Lawrence Color Blast is going to be a monster card. Again, whenever you do have a draft picks product, all the players are going to be in their college uniforms. So that one shouldn't be too expensive. Hobby boxes are expected to be somewhere around $500, but there will definitely be retail formats of Prism draft picks. So just wanted to mention that one. That one will be a big football release. So going back to our calendar, that one was on June 11th. Let's go on down to June 16th. And let's see, we are going to start with Impeccable Basketball. Now, this is a very high-end basketball product. Most collectors are not going to be able to pick up these boxes. As you can see there, boxes are expected to be about $2,000. This is definitely going to be a breakers product. If you guys are interested in picking up any Impeccable cards, would definitely recommend you hitting up eBay or getting in like a random team break, trying to get really lucky, maybe get the Hornets. So Impeccable, always very nice high-end product, but I don't want to spend too much time on that. Checklist is not added, and $2,000 a box, very expensive. So staying on June 16th, again, we have another Champions League product, and this time it is Topps Finest Champions League. So the week before we had Topps Chrome. The week after we are going to have Topps Finest. And again, about the same price point, right around $700 to $800. And I'm probably going to do one or the other. I'm probably leaning more towards Topps Chrome, but Topps Finest, just another option for soccer fans. I do think, again, kind of like I talked about baseball earlier, Topps Finest always is a really, really nice looking set. Again, Champions League, going to be some big names. You guys saw Pulisic. There's Messi. So Erling Haaland. So some big names in the Champions League. So some definite solid potential there. So that was on June 16th. We have a very, very high-end basketball product and Impeccable. Then we have Topps Finest Champions League. Now moving on down, let's see. I think we are going to go all the way down to June 30th. Now there are, as you can see, a few other products before June 30th, like Optic Baseball. Honestly, I wasn't going to mention that just because people usually aren't big on Panini baseball products because they don't have the license. Personally, I would rather rip Optic Baseball or Select Baseball, which also releases later in June, rather than Series 1, just because, again, I like the Chrome cards. Typically, in my opinion, I think Panini kind of loads up the baseball products because they know that people, don't like them as much as Topps, so I think they kind of load them up. So, and then you also do have Panini Luminance Football on the 30th, which is another product where the rookies are still going to be in their college uniforms. So one that I'm probably going to pass on. And let's see, the first one on 6:30 that I did want to talk about was Mosaic Euro Soccer. So another soccer product coming out in June. And this is a Mosaic product. So we already had La Liga, we had Serie A, and now we have Euro, which I guess is just all of Europe. But you can see there you have Frankie de Jong. Let's see, who else do we have? Luka Modric, and then you do have the stained glass of Ansu Fati. So some big names in that one. That's one that might be interesting depending on the price point. Now let's scroll back down to June 30th. We did lose our place there. So I mentioned Mosaic. That's one that's definitely intriguing depending on the price point. And then another one, kind of similar to Impeccable. I'm not going to click on that one, but Panini Noir Basketball, another very, very high-end product. Probably somewhere between like $2,000 to $2,500 per box. So most collectors, can't pick up a box. So I would say the exact same thing on that one. If you are interested, head over to eBay, pick up a single, or just get in a random team break and try to get lucky. Again, I did just mention Select Baseball, one that I might pick up a box of because it's only $200 to $250, and you can get some really, really nice cards, just like basketball. You can get the tie-dyes, the zebras, all those different parallels that I love. Again, in my opinion, I think Panini kind of loads up the baseball products because they know they have to. Otherwise, people are just going to stick with Topps. And then did also want to mention the third Champions League product, which is Topps Merlin Chrome. And I do believe that this is the first ever release of Topps Merlin. I could be wrong on that, but if this is the first release, this one could end up having some really solid resale value. That's typically how it works when products are released for a first time. So as you see, 2021 Topps Merlin Collection Chrome Champions League Soccer. Again, whenever you have the Champions League, it's basically all of the biggest names in the world. So definitely some big potential. You have Bukayo Saka. Let's see. Let's keep scrolling. I'm not familiar with that guy. But anyway, there is a different look at all of the different parallels and refractors you can get out of Topps Merlin. It will definitely be an interesting release. Like I said, in my opinion, I think it is as far as I know, I think it's the first time releasing Topps Merlin. Going to be about $600 to $700 on the price point there. So definitely one that I'll be keeping an eye on. And then I believe that was actually it. Again, I did want to mention Donruss Optic Basketball. As you see there, it just has a release of June. No set date. If that one does release in June, then that will definitely be the biggest release of the month. But, as of now, could get pushed back to July, could release in June. Just don't know yet. So that is going to do it for the list of all of the products that I am most interested in or the biggest releases in my opinion. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys would, let me know in the comments what product or what release are you most looking forward to in the month of June? Would definitely be interested to know. I think, like I said, if Optic does release, that will definitely be the one that I'm most looking forward to. But other than that, I think I'm going to go with Topps Chrome Champions League. So something a little bit different, but I am definitely planning on picking up a box of that so you guys can see that on the channel. So hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you soon.